I can't. Hey, shalom, shalom. First and
Shalom.
foremost, we want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutation to the Yakim, pushing his truth in sincerity to the four corners of the earth. To the few aquat will listen and learning,
Double
be
honors to
obedient
the
to this
elders and
one.
the apostles of great.
Can.
Khan.
Yeah, we song in it, Yapa can. So,
Yeah.
to the aquats will listen and learning, be obedient to the husband. Hey, brothers here through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shai, as you see the topic of the lesson, a man shall desire to go into a city and will not be able to. So go ahead.
Yeah. So as the brother said, the title of the video is "A Man Will Desire to go into a city and will not be able to," and he would also desire, right? He would desire to see someone, and he would not. That's to show you how critical it's going to be in that time. That to show you how harsh it's going to be in that time. That to show you how evil it's going to be in that time. That you would desire to see someone, and you wouldn't be capable of, right? Because here it have many reasons to go to that. Like one is like, yeah, hey, the kind of calamity, the kind of chaos that would be ensuing in these places, you wouldn't be able to leave with what it is. And even if it do, going to a particular place could be more harm than good, right? Because there can be people waiting to what? To hold you, to kill you, to use you as food. There's basically the times that we're heading into. That's to tell you how bad it's going to be, right? How bad it's going to be. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna have things like cannibalism. They're gonna have things like mass death, right? So taking a chance to even go somewhere in that time or moving wherever it is could lead to a downfall, right? But going through all of that, right? Which one of you is going to start with?
I'll say it, I bring all the article and then we'll jump out into the precepts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll roll through the spiritual prophecy one time.
Yeah. So let's go into the article here, right, to show. So this is the book of sorry, this is some news that came out yesterday, right? If you're keeping up with the news, you would understand that um America found the first severe case of bird flu, right? First severe case of bird flu. It was confirmed in Louisiana, right? And with that being confirmed, the governor of California, he declared a state of emergency, right? So let me read this article here. It says California governor declares state of emergency amid bird flu. It's a California governor, Gavin Newsom, has declared a state of emergency in response to an outbreak of the avian influenza A H5N1 or bird flu, which has infected 34 people in that state, right? It's a declaration made on Wednesday followed the detection of cases of dairy cows on farms in Southern California. Now, if you've been I said if you have been keeping up with the news, you'd understand that they were saying that this disease have already infected farm animals, cows, sheep, chickens, right? To the fact where that they said that they also call back some product, they also call back milk, right? They also do certain things that was already outside. Now, as you can see, the saying a severe case, right? So the California basically call a state of emergency for this thing. Now, the time that we're heading into, when stuff like state of emergency are being called or these kind of stuff, it's gonna be a total shutdown. You'll be able to leave the house, you'll be able to go anywhere, right? You'll just be inside or wherever it is, you have to stay. It's gonna
Can
get worse than this, right?
it's
Because
it's like
me and the brother
it's
was
like
talking.
go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
What I
go
say
ahead.
is like the movie songbird.
Songbird,
When
yeah,
you
that was the thing I was running through my mind.
can I spirit, go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, what I say just to add because we know that these devils, I think it was called Swab, will say 6 billion people is gonna die in 2025, will get deleted in
mm-hmm.
2025. which we know, hey, Revelation 12 and 12 is happening. Because why? They're seeing the signs in the heavens. They're seeing a lot of chariot sightings. They know that the Lord is ready to visit the earth that he have made. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
we about to take the kingdom. The saints is about to take the kingdom. You understand? So the gatekeepers is trembling. So hey, he being this sword as Revelation 6 and 4, say the Lord is going to give power unto the sword to take away peace from the earth. And this is his sword drawing for his sword right now by bringing
Done.
that chaos. Because the way we go bring the chaos is in a slanderous way, is in a cunning way. He go blame it on a bird flu. He go blame it on CV919. You understand? He will do it in a way that such that the covering can come over the people that they will be catch on our way. But as it say in the book of Isaiah 25 and 7, that the Lord is going to lift it off of this nation. Because I think our brother was giving more information on a lab. I can't remember the place where the lab was, but 150 diseases was stolen. So imagine that
I
you have
think
a
it was.
lab,
I think it was. I think it was Australia.
you see, Australia. So you
I
understand you
believe
have
it
a
was
place in
Australia, one of them
Australia.
countries that it was stolen
Yeah,
from.
you can. So you have a place in Australia where you creating diseases. To tell me this is not the sword for you, and yet you funding wars in Ukraine. You see what's going on with Syria, where you have Israel attacking because we know use the backbone for Israel. You understand? Use the defense for Israel. You understand? But we understand all is lying up with prophecy. So when you see this bird flu came about, this is just the beginning of war. This is the beginning of war where Ezra saw when he say woe is me, woe is me. And don't even add, we even reached to the nuclear weapons yet. Even to Ezekiel, where Ezekiel say, the end has come, the end has come, watch. So that we in the spirit of watching, as we see in these plagues is taking place upon the face of the earth, and the Lord say, plagues that wasn't even written. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because we never see the bird flu in the Bible, when it had the plagues on Egypt, the Lord had the what for farming, the flies, the frogs, you know. So it have more to come because that just show that the devil have to delete to bring the majority. He want to bring it to if you want to reduce it to a certain number as they had in the Georgia Guidestone, which they blow it up, because he just don't want the people to go because TikTok is something we're trending right now. Everybody will go by Georgia Guidestone, might make a video on it, it might go viral. So he don't want people to be in that spirit of awoke as the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, we bringing it out to the spirit.
Yeah.
You understand? We be in the
The most.
awoke on one. Go that.
The most
So like,
thing to saying about the Doja Guidestone. Well, when it first get destroyed, to me it was like they're ready to fulfill what was written on the
mm-hmm.
stone. That is usually one of the reasons why he does destroy things like that. It's because they're ready to fulfill that. Then you know. Um. Bring the second address 15. First one.
So as the brother said, you second Corinthians 15 and verse 1, and it read, Behold, speak thou in the air of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. It says speak this the words of prophecy, right? And such an important thing to speak the words and prophecy unto his people to give them warning, because that is who we are. We are watchmen. We give them warning, right? And there's so much of things happening, so much of things coming. Just like this particular this situation happened yesterday. There are so much of people that maybe living in California or Louisiana that was going through the normal day, right? And all of a sudden, the next thing they know, they were seeing a severe case of bird flu. The next state, next thing, these people are shopping, doing whatever it is, because in the Christmas time, their merry time. That also goes to show that the mirth is going to go. You understand that happiness is going to disappear because
Done.
they know that when shopping, going through the day, and then all of a sudden they hear a state of emergency being called. Being called for what? A flu, a severe flu, which things like that wouldn't happen. And is what it remind you of is like 2020, right? So that's why it's such an important thing. It said, Behold, speak down in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. And that is what we have to do. Speak the words
Done.
of prophecy unto them. It said, Which are put in thy mouth, said the Lord. Go ahead, if you had to say something.
Continuing. Now we go continue, and then also come,
Yeah.
and save and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So when you go into the book
Yeah,
of
because can.
go ahead,
No, no, go ahead, Salak.
now, what I was gonna say is into the book of Habakkuk, he that read it that he that run that read it. So we the prophets, we going out on the highways and byways and prophesy. We prophesy downfall Esau Edom queendom. And that we doing it spiritual, we pulling on his heel. So what he will do, he will come he will play his role as he is created for, you know. So it's so yapa that how the Lord word is faithful and true. So though it tarry, wait for it. It will come to pass in full effect. That's what we paraphrase that scripture. But brothers understand that this is the time. This is the high time for our people to come out of sleep. You understand? And this goes to the one third, the elect of the one third. You understand? Which will surely wake up through the spirit and power. Yeah, Hashem Yoshai. But go ahead, Axel.
Right? Yeah, so adding to what you're saying, that I say, do it tarry, wait faith, and as the scripture say, for all these things must come to pass. This is something that people fail to realize, that all these things that are written, it must come to pass. Even the ones even the ones like the scripture that say that then shall they know a prophet was amongst them. These people will those sayings, those scriptures must come to pass. Those people are going to say that. They're going to say that when certain things happen, they're going to say, "Yo, this man really was a prophet." You know,
Uh,
these guys really was a prophet. The men we scoff now, the men we think these men was right. They're going and say that's how they're going to know a prophet was amongst them, right? But how they,
uh,
you see when they're not going and hear, but what they're going and feel,
that's
right?
right.
They're going and feel. You know, as the brother Papa a precept
Yeah,
Shalom
but
demonstration
yeah,
say
shalom,
bracket,
shalom, shalom, yeah, Hashem Yoshai.
right?
Barakatah.
JMS in his likeness to say Ecclesiasticus 16 verse 5, it says, many such things have I seen with my eyes, and mine ear had heard greater things than these. Um, verse 6, it say, in the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled, and in a rebellious nation wrath is set on fire. Right? And
Hmm.
that's right. You see, in the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled. And we go down the second Ezra, and you understand how how the unfaithful go and die. You understand how the ungodly go and die, right? It have many things. It have many things written for them to come, right? Many things written to them to happen unto them. If you feel you escape one, it have another waiting fear, right? Because just like this, majority of the world thought that after the pandemic, that was it. It not going to handle other disease. You know, the great America would have it under control, but they were wrong. You understand? Something worse is going to come, because once you have been watching, I see the importance of watching. You understand? It's important of beginning in news. It's so important of taking heed to what is wrong in the scripture. Talk about being circumspect. You understand? It's such an important thing, because after we came up from the pandemic, they were telling them, yo, in the coming years, they could have something being worse than this, right? Something
Uh,
worse.
yeah,
They have been
Bill
saying
Smith.
that even in the lockdown.
Yeah, Bill Smith speak about it. It have another one coming and it's gonna be greater than this one. And he had a smoke in his face. That is
Yeah,
super.
can. You know, all of a sudden they know how much people go die, how much people go do this, you know, weight is here, all of a sudden, you know, you see, there's a trickery. So the scripture talk about to never trust the enemy, right? Hey, you know this to continue to trust a liar,
Hmm.
and to believe in his lies, but that is what the two thirds do, right?
Uh,
That's what the two thirds do. So that is why they wouldn't hear, they go in and feel,
that's right.
right? They go in and
So
feel.
continue.
Yeah, yeah.
Psalm 3. It say, fear not the imagination against thee, let not the infidelity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. And hey, as we see what happening now, as what's trending in Israel, I could say it in that way. The the PS
PSA, PSA.
the Salah, but just on my phone, just stop split screen and just come down on the Bible app, but that is so. So continuing, I was saying the PSA, what was give
You kind of cut off there. You kind of get low. I don't know if it's my. I'm gonna make sure it's my mind. You kind of get low. Ah, no, it's him. All right, so the brother kind of going through a little difficulty as you know mentioned his phone. You know what? While waiting for him to come back, let me read this. Let me read the script. The another scripture. Yeah, that the brother pop and he come on board. They say this is Second Ezra 14 verse 16. And this is a scripture that I love. You understand? This is a scripture I love. I love to bring out this scripture, right? Um, let me go up a little bit. You know, the brother Pro from 16. Let me go up. I'll go up a little bit. This is Second Ezra 14, and I'll start from verse 14. It said, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, and put off now the weak nature." And see, it's such an important thing to be a man, right? It's such an important thing that you have to be a man, not the man. You know that this world is way to be. Which if you become a man of this world, you become more. You become effeminate. You understand? You be effeminate, right?
hey, the devil really working. The devil,
Can
that's so my internet that's cut off. But go ahead, I can but
yeah
sold by time.
yeah
Salak.
can yeah. You go ahead. It say, "Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, and put off now the weak nature." And putting off the weak nature is a heavy thing, right? A very very heavy thing, because our weak nature is what. Hey, literally, that weak nature would you're not gonna be a man, especially in those times are coming in. You know, you seen dead bodies, you seen. Hey, just imagine, swords, thousands of swords upon a body, right? And you seen it, and that weak nature going to make it fall, because you know how you're gonna be. You're gonna be like, hey, I do what happened to me, so let me go and take the jab. Because let me put it in this context. One of the false miracles that they're selling with the jab, right? Is that, and when I say the jab, I mean the MOTB. Um, is that it will heal sicknesses. You see it with how Elon Musk talking about his Neuralink, right? You have certain diseases, it will pick it up. We go heal it, all this other things, right? And having that weak nature in here, you seeing somebody sick, seeing somebody falling, all this abundance of diseases outside here right now, right? And that coming out from the blue. This year go detect if any sickness are wrong here, if any sickness inside of here, you go help you, you go heal you. You're gonna run and
Yeah.
take it.
That,
You
that gonna be
understand?
the
So
the solution. That gonna be the
yeah, that could be the
so-called
solution.
solution.
So it's such an important thing to put off now that weak nature in all forms, not just in one
Can
thing, but in all forms. Because you had to
can
be, the scripture said, you had to be a soldier for your whole shine. And a soldier is literally, like I was always doing this reference to brothers. I remember watching at a documentary, right? A documentary or something along those lines, where some soldiers went to do a mission, right? And they stayed in water, right? They stayed in water so long that the foot couldn't even function. That when it's time, but what they did was finish the mission. But
mm,
they stayed in the water so long. It had mosquitoes or malaria. The man was saying, you know, um, and other things in the water. But what they did was fulfill the mission, right? And that it's such an important thing to put of that weak nature, because if you don't, you're not going to finish this mission that we are set for to do, or you're not going to be that soul of your house shy, because whatever it is coming away, you're going with that weak nature, you're going to fall, right? Because again, it are many things that going to happen, going to come upon the place to test you, right? And it not going to make you stay as a soldier, right?
can because it basically I had faint in your affliction. Your mind wasn't strong. You
Mm-hmm.
read verse 4 in chapter 15, right? In the second
Now,
address. That way
now
we're going to
I,
right
I,
now.
I changed. I go to 14 because I get a cut off now. So I just wanted to go to say the brother bring up the scripture, and I just wanted to
Or
put
we're
it
going
in,
to precept
right? So
because
yeah, so let me just.
because Salak, verse 14 actually speaking about who you speaking of, because it say verse 4, I mean Salak, in second Corinthians
Mhm.
15 and 4, it say, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So if we're going back into, they basically have no faith. There is a faithless generation. Understand? It's only the ones who the Lord is dealing with in these last days, which is his elect, the 7,000 that have never bowed to the image of Baal. This is the men who waken up, the 144, 12,000 of each tribe. From the 12 tribe, they are waking up and they having faith. They having faith. As the scripture says, blessed that he that haven't seen but believe. And we seeing everything coming to pass, which is the prophecy. We're seeing it by day. So much prophecies going about. Sometimes you can't even keep record with certain brothers' videos. Like, it's just like you're anxious. Like, in the spirit, it just can't wait to bring out a prophecy. You can't wait to bring out a video on what happening, because we're at a time where the Lord is visiting the earth. So we as men of the Lord now, we had to work out our salvation and examine ourselves daily. And even the brethren among us, we strengthen them through the Spirit, because the time we're heading into, in the book of Matthew, speaks about the earth haven't seen before, the tribulation. So we head into a time where we know that, hey, the devil is about to make his move. And the biggest move he's about to make, which we know as Revelation 13 and 16, but also when he's going to touch the apple of the Lord's eye, where all shit is going to break loose. Because touching the apple of the Lord's eye is come like a touching the Lord, you know? So that what the Lord is going to stir it up in a different level. You understand? And what a standards is going to raise, and even brothers going to be matter for this truth. But as the Lord say, press it in the sight of the Lord to see the saints daily life. That's what we paraphrase that scripture. But you want to continue in verse 5?
Yeah. No,
Can
now
so
hold it there. Let me
Salah, go
finish
ahead.
14.
Oh,
Let me
Salah,
finish
Salah.
14 and then you'll think. Right? So it say, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. It say, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be
Mhm.
done hereafter. You understand?
Oh,
It say greater evils, right? So it say verse 17. It say, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And that is the thing. You see, these two-thirds, they're not watching, they're not being circumspect, they're not taking heed, right? They're not doing none of the things that is recommended for a man to do, right? But with that being said, you can see how they just move. The way how they just move is like they're not seeing the evils, right? They're not seeing the evils being done upon this place. Like as the
come
brother mentioned, there's so much of things happening, so much of things playing out. Sometimes they can keep up. Now, as a man that's be deep into the news, there's
Yeah,
so
can
much of things that's be happening, right? So much of things that be happening. Sometimes you just miss some, or sometimes you will have one and you wouldn't post it because you know why? And next one to come that might be a little more important. But it's all of them nonetheless, some of this is more important, but some of them, all of them important because all of them go back to prophecy. There's are some that would hit on the spot, right? That would hit one time, right? Like this instance with this bird flu, right? They have been talking about shutting down again for the longest while, right? And someone was drawing the parallels, right? Sorry, parallels of how 2020 before 2020, how it happened, the things they were saying leading into something, and then when you're watching it today, it's basically the same thing. This
same
one,
thing.
this one, yeah,
Same
so
strategy.
can at the time I love video showing him what a Edomite, right? A Edomite was he take up a camera the same way we just do videos. We might be in transit in a car, but us might be here there, and they might spread hit them to do a video, and they will do a video. This Edomite pull out the phone, and he was like, I just come here to talk to you today, just to tell you something not right. I want to know if it's other people feeling the same thing. And he was like, something ain't right, something ain't right. This feeling like is it calm before the storm.
Hmm.
Something he was like something gonna happen, and other people like the video take up so much attraction that it had thousands of people viewing, right? Thousands
Yeah.
of people in the comments, and other people were saying like, yo, a man tell him, yo, I was just thinking the same thing. Like just it just feeling off. Something just like they just use the energy and this and that, but you get the context of what it is saying. He was
Yeah.
feeling like the energy is off.
Can is like a brother video recently on he feeling the shift. So it's a shift,
Yeah,
and the
it's
shift
a
is
shift
coming
time.
in there. Yeah, it's basically a shift. So everybody's feeling the vibration on the shift. which we know 2 Ezra 6 and 9, for the end of Esau kingdom is the beginning of Jacob that follow it. I died the shift. So the shift is Esau kingdom is going down. The wickedness,
Mhm.
I could say, I want to jump on it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
verse
I'm also
15,
saying that because something is running through my mind too. You see, that is the
can't
thing.
correct.
This kingdom has fallen. We've seen the fall of a kingdom. We in it, right? We in it. Esau going to use all tactics to try to keep try to keep this kingdom running. You
That's
know,
right.
and one of the things that he going to do is he want all in order. He want the people in order,
He
right?
coming with a,
He
a, a wooden a wooden sword to fight against a spiritual glittering sword.
can, you know.
Madi big brother. Hey, shalom, big brother.
It,
Shalom, shalom,
Shalom,
Yabashua, Shabbat, Kakodash,
Yeah,
Rakata.
for this back stuff.
Rakata. You understand?
So let me jump on
Um,
the verse 15 or
yeah, yeah, not,
first 5 minutes, brother.
so much more to so increase. Yeah, go ahead now. Jump to the 15
I
again.
can. So continuing in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 5, I read, Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So you understand why I bring all Revelation 6 and 4, when the Lord say you're
Mhm.
gonna, make this sword take away peace from the earth. So this is this sword, Esau Edom, playing, fulfilling his rule. You understand? Because why? Where it's in verse 6, it says, For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Hey, big brother, I have something to say.
Yeah, that reminds me of the scripture here in Isaiah chapter 1, right? For everybody had a rule to fulfill. I did a video yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. It was entitled, Things Are Looking Good for the Unbelievers. You
Hmm.
know?
Done.
Take it back to you.
Yeah. 'Cause unbelievers, unfaithful, um, you know, they have their judgment. Why are we being empowered by the prophecies that we see being fulfilled, right? They being bewildered, they being astonished and frightened. All the chariot sightings and whatnot. And let me start with Esau. Esau is the greatest unbeliever. He's the
Hmm.
man Mr. Disprove. He could disprove everything. He can disprove everything. He can bring a scientific explanation for something or everything. So he don't believe, right? Why? Because he's the damn devil.
That's right.
Done.
When you read the book of Job say, the Lord fill their house with good things, yet still they say, what reason have we to worship the Lord, right? But you know, the word of the Lord not on them. They're not getting trouble. They're not getting chastened. And what reason? The children gender, not gender. They calf it, and you know they prospering. They'll have an inheritance. They leave their inheritance for their babes. And guess what? Our people take on to that. There's a portion of our people that heard Howard mentioned the 7,000 that the Lord have reserved. Right? Those are the faithful, but the unfaithful, unbelievers. I'm not going to read it. This is Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful, the unbelieving, the abominable, and the murderers, and the whoremongers, and the sorcerers, and the idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Right?
Done.
So those are them is the ones who want to get caught slipping.
That's right.
Right? They going they continue. The admonition we got from Yahweh Shemi Shai, and why I said we got because eyes open, having the eye salve, and continue to work towards our salvation. It's to what separate yourself from this world. We have a head, we have a teacher, we have a head prophet, apostle. And what he said, hey, stay away from them clubs, stay away from them bars, stay away from them gyms. Reason being because it's time of judgment. We have brother Ryan, Captain Ryan on the line. We have he experienced the loss of our brother, but the scriptures talk about the Lord taking away a man from the corruption of the world.
Done.
But then there's a judgment that's gonna come on the world, right? As punishment. And this is what this place is about to receive. That punishment. 2 Corinthians 16 is about that punishment for all the wicked. That hand joined in hand with though how I go though hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not go on to altogether unpunished. That's what's going on. You know, in the time of that judgment. And the righteous is going to be persecuted because really and truly the wicked, Esau and Edom, they know what's going to happen. They know that this judgment is coming down. That is coming down. It's for them. It's for them and for their kingdom. Right? It's for them and for their kingdom. The Lord is taking them up. Go ahead for a minute. I have to do something.
I have a precept back up a big brother here. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 11. And you read it say, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And
Hey, that
he
is
that
good. I
is
know going on.
holy, let
You don't
him be
believe.
holy
I go in
still.
for that scripture.
That is spirit. And
Yeah.
I have a precept here in the book of Job.
But let me say something that there.
What
It's
that,
such important that the time that we're in, right? If you're unjust, you're unclean, yeah, it's a judgment coming for that. You know? You ain't gonna force you to believe. At the end of the day, you're going and feel. Some, especially Jake, it have a saying like when you're growing up, you don't hear, you go feel. Some people just need to feel. You understand? And if you want to go deeper with it, there are people that were created to receive that judgment. You understand?
and so
They
this
were created for that.
quite excellent.
Yeah, go ahead, no, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the book of you can expound on it. This is the book of Job chapter 20, verse 5. It said the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
When it drum down to I ain't gonna go down to that. I'll jump into the second Esdras as name my lesson as a man will desire to go into a city and will not be able to. Because we see at the time that we are living in, the Lord is about to turn it up. Where we know
I
when boy that's that
Salakia, I have one to back up Rai for the one Rai just read.
I can't go ahead.
No, sorry, for the one that you just read. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is second Esdras chapter 9 and 12. Right?
I think you get a little there.
I read about again, second Esdras
Yeah.
was 12. The same because it was going into they had to they had to feel that pain now, but they had to get that judgment to understand it. While the elect going through the trying and the refining, but the scripture say he gonna try us through the fires of affliction.
That's right.
Right? That's the pain that we feel now. That's the bird pangs that we feeling as he hopefully like going through and refining to make us what clean, because the cleansing what the scripture talk about, the washing of the water through the word. Right? So what when you read second Esdras 7, the path to the kingdom is a narrow path. On one side is as what? Fire, and on the other is as what? Water. Right?
Can.
That's the word. You read the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4. It speaks about, basically the wisdom Sophia is going to withhold herself until she what? And try you by her works, by her words. And when she trusts you, then she's going to reveal her secrets unto you. And that is something you have to, that is experience. You call that experience. And the etymology of experience is what? EX is out and experience is a try. It's trying out. So, we come in with all that zeal. You come into this knowledge with all that zeal, and then you get tried out, right? To see if you truly understand these words, and then the ignorance is shown. There's a scripture that says there's a shame. There's like two types of shame, right? There's a shame that brings knowledge, right? You do it ignorantly. Yes, you're ashamed. You should listen to be abashed. The word abashed means to be ashamed, right? Well, I didn't know that. I didn't understand that, and you realize that you're fool. And then That's a shame. That's a shame to condemnation. That's really a lesson. Come again. You know, a righteous man fallen 7 times, right? So you get back up and you go again. And that's our trying and refining and cleansing, right? That's the work. But guess what? Tutors refuse that. They refuse to take up that mantle, to take up that challenge, to be reproved, to be corrected, to fight. I wish him to say, fight, strive for the truth until death, contend for thy faith, right? Let no man take thy crown. This is what you're working for. You're working for a crown, a position in the kingdom, in the Lord's government. Yasharala. You're looking for that position. You're working for that position, right? Knowing that, you know, hey, if you can be one of the beloved of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, so you have a faith, you have a hope, right? But the rebels in Israel and the 2/3, they're not doing that. So they're gonna learn it by death and pain, you know, and they're gonna hate the righteous for being righteous. Going back to I think it's Wisdom of Solomon 2, right? They're gonna try us, you know. They're just gonna be wicked. The same things the Lord went through, the apostles, the prophets went through, you know. This is the time that we coming in. It's some serious time, you know. You have Jake out here studying Christmas and Carnival, right? And not realizing that you besiege Isaiah chapter 1. Yeah, let me get up for you real quick if I could. Try with it, right? Isaiah
Just
chapter
take your
1
time.
and verse. Oh, somebody can get from Isaiah chapter 1, 8, 9, right here.
Okay.
Babu Kasha.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 9. 8 and verse 9.
No, chapter 1, verse 8 and 9.
Or chapter 1 and verse 8. I can't. So that. Right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 8. And you read it say, and the daughters of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a what lodge in a garden of
Cucumbers.
cucumbers, as a besieged city.
Right.
Ex
So
God acts a lot.
the daughters of Zion represent all Israel, northern and southern kingdom. Right?
That's right.
Israel as a whole. Right? They are left as a what? What you said? They are left as a what?
Yeah, they have left some Salak and they have left a cottage Salak.
Right?
It's a cottage in a vineyard of a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city, except the Lord of hosts.
No, hold up.
Salak.
They left as a what? As a besieged city, as a cottage in a vineyard. So I remember some years ago when I was studying the scripture, I put it in Google Images, right? A cottage in the cucumber, however it went. I can't remember exactly how I worded it.
Yeah,
And
can.
the Lord gave me the eyes to understand the perspective of the scriptures. Because the daughters of Zion represents the prophets and the elect here in these last days. Right? Because not all Israel is Israel. There's an Israel of God. Right?
That's right.
We are that watchtower. Right? Because that cottage is the watchtower. You know, like you will have in a field, you may have a scarecrow, right? To scare off the crows. Right? They also have a watchtower to look out for the thieves. Right? Now that tower is towering over the whole field from the perspective of the tower. But from the perspective of the field, which the field is the world, 2/3 heathen, all of them, the world or the field is greater than the tower. So the tower is besieged. It's surrounded. You understand? And the attack is going to come to the tower. You know? As you're reading 2 Ezra 16, when you drop down to verse 17, 2 Ezra 16 is going to talk about a great insurrection is going to be made of spoiling the men that still fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Can,
You know,
yeah.
we'll get
That's
it
right.
eventually. Right?
Yeah,
You can read the next you can read the next verse.
So continuing, I'd read in the book of Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9, it says, expect the
Except
Lord, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small, not a very small remnant, We
Right, and
should
this is what this is
brother.
what Great Millstone teaches. Great Millstone teaches we are not out there for the whole of Israel. We're not out there for that million man march. Yeah, a lot of people to wake up, a lot of people to wake up, a lot of Jake to wake up. No, we're not out there for that. As we read in the as I read in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 12, right? Is that the rest gonna learn it by death and pain. The prophecy in Zechariah 13, verse 8 and 9, I think it is, says 2/3 going to be cut off and 1/3 is going to be left therein. That 1/3 is what? The remnant. 2/3 is more than 1/3, right? They are remnant. Is a remnant that's going to be saved. Apostle, I can call him Apostle Yashawamba, the head of Dallas camp. His page is called what? Remnant saved. Remnant saved. We're not out there for all Israel. That's why we're not a church in the Christian sense, right? The church is for salvation of whoever comes in and have money. You don't have money too, but that's just a little joke in between. But
Yeah,
that's why
inside
the traditional church, which in the true essence of the word church is ecclesia, which is a call out, right? But the traditional Christian church is for everybody, right? And yellow, black and white, they all precious on the side, right? But we, the Salakia, the remnant is who the Lord is looking for. The Lord is looking for, because it's not, this is our calling. You know, John 15:16 say what? Ye haven't chosen me, but I have chosen you, and you shall go and bring forth fruit, and your fruit shall remain. And this way, you see these little camps. These camps, you have big camps, smaller camps. You have like LA, you might have Chicago. New York camp is a fairly big camp. All the camps, all the subsidiary camps come together in New York. You know. Then you have small camps. You have Trinidad camp. You might have Barbados camp. You might have Guyana camp. You might have camp in Holland. You know, you might have places where you have 1-man camp, 2-man camp. You know, you might have places like Bahamas where you have little camps across the islands, 1, 2, 3-man camps. You know, that's fulfilling Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 2. His doctrine shall fall like a dew upon the herb, upon the tender grass. Right, that's this word, this truth in these small camps, right? You know, but the Lord is looking for a remnant. Not the whole world is going to be believed. You know, your great grandfather, your grandfather, your uncle. You remember, look at how much heads has come up to the camp, and yeah, boy, they're doing a good job. You know, and somewhere along the line they're gonna get offended. Somewhere along the line they're gonna get offended. Howard, I don't know if you can remember last Monday camp. Had an old man right there. Stand up on the right of us.
Yes,
you know, he didn't ask that question. He stood up, he listened, and then he leave. Right? Yeah. Why he didn't stay? Why he didn't stay?
Offended.
Why he didn't ask that question? What meanest thou by these 12 tribes? As the scripture say, the elect would. Because he's not chosen. He's not of the remnant. He's not of the elect. Right? And we understand this. Scripture say what? It's hard to put new wine, which the wine represents the doctrine, in old skins. Because he lived 60, 70, 80 years old in the name of whatever power. Because Jake always looking for God. The apostle said that in a video he did, I think it was Monday. Jake always looks for God. It's in our spirit. We're the spiritual people. We're looking for that power. We're looking for that guidance. Right? The scripture say what? Tree. Anyway, they will get prosperity. Right? Jake will be mixing cement and the affliction come down upon them. They take it in thought because their body tired. Right? They're hungry, but they had to do it to get a paycheck. And they'll cry out, "Oh, Jah, give me strength." You understand? And next one go in a corner, ass up, head down, butt in the ground. Right? 5 times. Yeah. 5 times. You understand? For prosperity. You understand? But they turn it not to the one who smited them. Because this is a smiting, this is an affliction. Right? And we can't save ourselves. We're not fucking perfect. Right? If we was perfect, we would have been saved. We would have been in incorruptible bodies already, immortal. Right? We wouldn't have been working. Right? The scripture say, no longer will man have to teach us, but yeah, these men who make these stupid statements, they are not knowing the scriptures. The scripture say, a part of the prophecy is that we're not going to no longer be teaching one another. Yeah? We're no longer going to be teaching one another. So where Captain Tazaria get that he don't sin. If you don't sin, you'd have been perfect. You'd have been in the kingdom. You would not be in here. You know, the Lord would have been pleased with you and he would have taken you up because we're not in the kingdom. The scripture say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. If you don't sin, you would have been perfect, and you would have been in rest. They are not knowing the scripture, and that's pride too. Go ahead. You can finish it off. All right, you all hear me?
Yeah, yeah, no, Jake. Waiting for what?
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
try to the screen. We'll finish it out and then I'll bring in precept. Right
Ah,
now, we'll come back Kusha. Job 35 and 9 to 10. Let's bring all this here. That's the back of the big brother we speaking about. To the spirit. So it says, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. And when they understand that, when they go into the book of in 16 Esdras, I can't remember my chapter, but I know it say the multitude that born in vain. I think it's 9. When it say the multitude that born in vain, I talk about the grape of the cluster where the Lord go and kept. And when they also go into Jeremiah, in I think it's chapter 15, verse 11, it speaks about it can be well with thy remnant. Because this is the ones them who hold the integrity. This is the one who hold their patience, as they say Revelation 3 and 10. This is the ones who hold the word of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, the testimony. You understand?
I'm
And strive
fair.
for the truth.
I'm
Go ahead,
fair if I want. I will start
you know,
2 Esdras 9 and 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that will come into it, right? All these philosophies,
that's right.
right? Hey, one of the devices is the MOTB,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because that's one of the miracles that the devil shall wrought in the earth,
All
right?
these eyes
Hell,
and them.
Salakia, I hear.
I see even all these AIs and all these things we're portraying right now.
Yeah, that's a wicked device. That's a
Yeah, that
wicked
will be
device. The
very
book of
fine.
Job talk about the devices, right? As either Job or Psalms. Let them be
True,
taken in
true.
devices that they have. Yeah,
Yeah, true. Joe 5 and 12.
right. This is 2 Esdras 9 and 21. And I saw this pit, and I saw and spared it greatly, and I have kept me a grape of the cluster, and
That's right.
and a plant of a great people. Woo!
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
A great people, not all people, a great people.
Great
Which
people.
are great people is described in Deuteronomy chapter 4, right? This is
Uh,
a wise
right. And
people,
understanding people.
ununderstanding people, what that had a power so nigh unto them. Who? Israel.
Yeah,
Israel.
this
Israel.
this is the ones
It says,
who is just so who stand stiffly for the name of
uh,
Yahweh. Sorry, go ahead.
it says, verse 22, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
Can.
Hey, and part of that, and hey, that perfection, I speak as a man, that perfection to me is knowing that our power is Yahweh Hashem Shai.
That's
It's
right,
not
that's
by
right.
it's not by the sweat of your blood. The sweat of your blood as in, if I don't work, I can't eat. So, I drive. When I drive, I tend to like watch Jake on the street. And you're seeing Jake is a creature. Jake is a creature. And by this I mean he's so created a slave by.
Hmm.
Jake is a creature. You're seeing it come like you watch old black and white movies of Jake. You watch slavery movies of Jake. Jake created to just right at this time. It's just work coming out of slavery. It's just work, work, work. Hey, I had maybe I pulled some articles from yesterday. There's a series that I do called Third World Country, First World Problems. Is affliction prepared for Jake? 2025, 2025. Down to the poor again spare. The scripture said they spared not the old women or little children, but down to the poor. They're going to fuck up. Well, the plan was to fuck up the poor. The old. Right? Your pension, if you have over $25,000 in saving and you're receiving pension, you can't receive pension. Sorry. If you have over $25,000 in savings, you cannot receive pension.
Hmm.
These fuckers and them going different. right? And then they had no way you can hide it from them because they're going to go digital. So they're going to have a account to everything that you own.
Everything,
That's
everything.
right.
You understand? How nothing like it goes distributed over your grandchildren or your children, right? Man, this is the legislation this draconian government have against the fucking people, against Jacob. You know, the scripture say he calls it all small and great, rich and poor, free and man to receive that MOTB, that mark, that
Done.
charagma, as
Can,
Apostle Gabada said, that charagma, right? To receive that mark, you
can
know.
go into the precept, well, as we are speaking here, and this is the precept we're going to bring it home. If I can bring it out, the Job 35 and 8, I think 8 and 9 and 8. 9 and 10, Salah.
You want to bring it out for you?
Yeah, can bring it out, this add to the
Job,
big brother.
Job 39, right?
Yeah, can. 35 and
35. 35.
yeah, can 35 and 9. And you can
Right. This is the
expound
book
on
of Job 35, verse 9. It says, by reason of the multitude of oppressions, they make the oppressed to cry. They cry out by reason of the arm of the mighty.
can. So you understand, as the brother going on into it, you understand? You hear any two-thirds crying out. They say, this prime minister ain't doing nothing for the people. You understand? Taking away pension from us, taking away their food stamps. You understand? They raising up gas prices. You understand? The crime rate skying high. But go down into the next verse and understand there's people they're not requiring of your house. They're not leaning on your house by Hashem or Shai. They're not requiring of the prophets. They're not coming in the spirit of being humble and seeking your house by Hashem or Shai. They rather go down to Egypt for help, and though Egypt striking them with a whip on the back, they're still so docile that they love that beating. They love to serve their enemy. They become as the enemy. They become as the enemy. Our people surpass the way of the heathens. You understand? The heathens now watching our people and shaking their head and calling us Bibles and proverbs. You understand? Because why? We become a degenerate plant. Our people
Ex-
become so degenerate that you can't even water them anymore. They
Done.
don't they're corrupted with defiled water. Go ahead, if you have something to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, plenty of that crying too. Cause it's not only all people crying, but plenty of that
Yeah,
crying too. Is these because them nations crying because they what? Because their their system failing
mm,
them.
that's right.
Like what going on? Their system failing them, which is what that so-called democracy
That's
by the
right.
people for the people, right? Equal rights and justice for all,
Hmm.
right? Look, we had deputy commissioner of police
They fighting.
bounce and injure a 14-year-old boy on the highway
Yeah.
on a road on the bus route on a road, right? And break the boy leg. And you know what? When before the judge just threw it out. Say it have
Hmm.
say that it have inconclusive evidence. But it's one rule for the goose and one rule for the gander. One law for the
That's
goose,
right.
one law for the gander. Right? You're gonna get off. This is Isaiah 9. This will go over where now said Howard. Isaiah 9 and 13. For the people turn it not unto him that smited them, neither do they seek Yahweh of hosts. Therefore the Lord will cut off from Israel the head and the tail, the branch and the rush in one day.
God. Well, go down to the next verse, right, Baba Kusha,
Yeah.
to bring it home.
Right. So verse 10, Job chapter 35, verse 10, it says, but none said, where is God, my maker, who giveth songs in the night?
Expound on that.
But none said, where is God, my maker, who giveth songs in the night? And see that, and that is literally the mindset of Jacob. You understand? It's literally, it reminds me of a precept when you go in the Ezra, so they talk about that's what people are phrasing. They say all these things they still wouldn't turn from the wickedness. You
Uh,
understand? That is the thing with Jake. You understand? All these other things, as your brother mentioned before, they will go straight down. They're going to who for help? They're going to Esau. They ain't turning back to the Lord. You understand? They're going straight down to Esau and they're going straight down to what? To a trap. Because instead of putting the trust in the Lord, they're putting the trust in the enemy. And we have scriptures mentioned that why you should not trust the enemy, right? We have scriptures, multiple scriptures mentioned about that.
Um,
With
and
all the things, they
why,
still not going to say, hey, hey, let me turn to the Lord. Watch it here. With all the stuff that happening, right? All the unjust stuff, all the oppression, as your brother mentioned before, you do a whole series on it, right? All the oppression. Name one time Jake say, hey, better turn to the Lord. Every time
Hey,
oppression thing,
Salakia, look at how name one time that any one of them right now, our comment boards, when we out on the highways and byways, we supposed to be surrounded. Name one time when any
yeah,
one of them acknowledge these prophecies that happening as what the Hebrew Israelites have been speaking about all the time.
speaking
These
about,
chariots in the sky, right? These UAPs, UFOs. Name one time that they acknowledge and they come and say, hey, all it was right, boy. Right? What they saying. Now me hear what they saying. Now me try to understand what they saying about them phenomenon. That's why we have that's why we have the signs. That's why we have the camp signs.
God,
Right? Yes, no, yes. When I came into the truth, the younger brothers used to hold up the camp signs, and as you speak, you highlight whatever you're breaking down via sign. If it is that they're speaking about the chariot sign come out. If it's speaking about the missile sign come out.
come
Right?
on,
No, we
straight
still
come.
have the signs, but the signs more ground based. Right? But the day we visible, we put it lean up sometimes for you to see from far, from near, right? Because what the ship, let's say we made a spectacle, you know, so when we line it up against the wall when we preach by the savannah, people slow down, especially to see that what uh earth pig with horns. You understand? So name one at the time when they stop and they say, hey, what they speaking about, boy, look at happening, boy. What them thing in the sky is again? Wait, boy,
only,
there's nah, boy, like drones, but even if it's a say, nah, boy, it's drones, and it's a no, and say, what is that drone? What do the word drone mean? Yeah, you understand? But
and,
it's none of that because the Most High locked them off to get that judgment. So,
and,
like, you can go ahead there. I want
one,
for you real quick. I want for you real quick.
oh, so like, go ahead.
Sirach 12 and 13. Who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent or any as such that come nigh to a wild beast? So is one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity him? And then there's what? Same Sirach, but chapter 13, verse 1. It says, he that toucheth pit shall be defiled therewith, and he that had fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. And that's everyone that goeth unto what? The wicked,
You
right?
can cut. I
Psalms
want
chapter
to,
1.
what
Psalm chapter, Psalm chapter 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Ungodly and the wicked is synonymous. It's synonymous. You go to the root word, it's the same word. Rasha, wicked, one guilty of a crime. Right? Esau, going back to the forefather Cain, who slew Abel, the righteous seed. Right? Who will pity a charmer that is bitten from a serpent? The serpent is Esau as well.
that's
Revelation 12, break it down. Right?
um,
That old serpent, the dragon, right?
and
He was a serpent in Genesis, and he's a dragon in Revelation, because what Revelation Genesis is the Barathi at the headings. Revelation is what? To reveal, to pull back the veil. And he in the end here is what the epitome of their wisdom, right? Two high forms of wisdom is what? To see as an owl, and also the dragon, right? So you come in with his draconian measures. There's the time of the time of the draconian measures, right?
that's right. As Big Brother the God is say, our people so prideful, they ain't gonna come up and ask a question. They will know what's going on. They will know we use the prophets. But their pride, as I say, they get bit by that poison, by all the philosophy of the world, they will go by and saying, why I will continue, why I've been learn all these years, I will continue because I say earlier on, new wine cannot go into old bottle. You understand? So they cannot swallow this. They, as we say, we in the marketplace, and we piping into them and they haven't danced because they don't understand the song. Only the ones who the Lord seal the word into, you understand, thus says Yahweh Shimon or Shai, that and we get that mark of exemption. This is the ones who gonna understand that song and dance to the beat. You understand? We in tune. Two-thirds of our people become as heathens. They have no salt. They cannot dance. A salt in a spiritual form. You understand? They don't have a spirit. You had the zeal, but not according to knowledge. That's why Hosea 4:16 say that they're gonna get destroyed for lack of knowledge. So understand, as the brother bring out the article with the bird flu, a lot of our people gonna run and take the new poison, the new antidote.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? If they bring forth a new antidote, they're gonna run head first. And this
They,
antidote
they,
could be the cancellation of the next one to cancel you out. If you have something to say,
they,
huh?
they,
So
they
like,
already say
so like,
they already say that it have they already make the vaccines for that disease. You understand? For that sickness.
can't,
But
can't, can't, and that because they trust the enemy, and that because they stop looking, right? That because they stop looking because I was up to yesterday I was seeing a video where they were saying when they was talking about that was a murder tool. That was a murder tool. You know, certain people was bringing it out. They said that Icky Vicky for CV19 was a murder tool. Look at how much people
Mm-hmm.
died, right? And so like fair use, right? You know, this is not medical misinformation. This is just what, you know, we're just using this for edification's sake. We're being scholarly about it, right? So they took their eyes off of it and they trust in the enemy, and now the enemy coming with the same tactic because to finish off the thing. You understand? You know, one of the things that they were saying is that within 5 years, the people who take the Kiviki was gonna be deleted, right? Some and Jake Resilience, so some of them gonna need a booster, so I'll push to help get it over with. You understand? The scripture say they're gonna have in the last days, the same second address that we read in 16. Um woe is me, who gonna deliver
deliver
me in
me.
those days? They are famine and pestilence and so on and so forth. And that's what you're seeing happening. And no, these scriptures being fulfilled, right? But you have to correlate it. The pastors and have the pastor, the fucking church, the church right now is part of carnival and Christmas, all festivals of the flesh, right? So they're not giving you any warning about nothing, right? They're about the money, they're about the church, about you know the church, the church just fucking gone,
Yeah,
you know.
the pastor see the evil coming and warn the people. So the blood will require at his hand. I think it's the book of it's Zechariah or Zephaniah where it speaks about that they're gonna kill their prophets, kill their pastors. You understand? Slay them up. And that is something we're gonna be taking place. A lot of them have no will have no answers for their congregation. And that's why they're gonna get put to death. Like the man who I think pull a gun for the pastor. You understand? And a lot of that will be taking place because they're realizing that they're calling upon JC and JC in delivering in that time when his sores busting out on his skin, when all these plagues they deleted them. The pastor will be saying, come in the church. The church is the holy place, but right in the church, you could be dropping down and dying. The pastor will be trying his miracle to heal in that day, and he might be coughing on blood also. You understand? And when they realize that GC that they call upon that it have no power, and that when the righteous will start in great boldness. You understand? And in such that afflicted them. So they will understand that hey, a prophet was really among them on the highways and by the one who was scoffing and mocking at. And this is something Yapa because just Monday past the that a scoffer passing and yell out we see or they speaking rubbish. And I just watch Big Brother
Yeah,
nigga laugh.
can
Yeah, and
can 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 can. They
scoffers be
fulfilling
like
their role. I see it in the car, a white car, I think it was. Yeah, they
so.
fulfilling their role.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, I now I know we in this shoot because they fulfilling their lot. You understand? So
A
when
white
he's go
a
ahead,
white wagon.
yeah,
Yeah,
can
Ah, it, that'll be the same man who passed away in Grandy Sunday until we speaking shit too.
I will always remember the very first day I went out to preach.
Yeah.
The very first day as a neophyte, right? Um, and I put on the garment, or the garment was put on me. A woman passing a car, and she just kind of like slow down. That's by the big tree there. She slowed down, and she's like, "Wait, it's start, boy, false prophet." I remember that. I can remember it vividly. It's like time slow down for me to see and hear, you know, like your ears magnifying. And I hear exactly what she say. False prophet. And now I can say, if we false, you show me the truth. Cause
can
I know Baptist church don't have the truth. I know Seventh-day Adventist Church know the truth. I know Jehovah's Witnesses know the truth. I know you need to know the truth in order to teach a lie, right? In order to know what is false, you have to know what is truth. And these people don't know what is false and they don't know what is truth because they believe in the false and they hate the truth.
Can.
And they're going to try to kill the truth.
Yeah, well,
Gone.
they can come against the prophets because the plagues start come upon the land, the death, the destruction. They start to eat their children, eat their friends, eat their husbands, husband eating their wives. When these things start to take place, because farming on the land, but the Lord gonna take away the word, which is the spiritual farming, which is the word, and that went Matthew 25 is gonna be taking place. The five wise and the five foolish. You understand? We taking our oil with we making sure on top of that oil. Every day, hopefully through the spirit and power, Yahweh Hashem, shall we make it out of this place. The Lord constantly, topping up our oil through the brethren to the four corners of the earth, and also, blessed is he that did it. You understand? So we constantly, eating the rule. But the time will coming where they will be desiring, as I have it here, because I have it holding for the longest while. I'm gonna jump into it one time in the book of Second Ezra 15 and 17, and I read, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. If anybody want to expound on it?
Yeah, Martin, yeah, that's a touch on a pity that man would have for your neighbor, right? That's
I had a depart right on the job. The boss now.
oh
I just want to bring one precept real quick before I
yeah,
go
brother.
Baba Shah. Well, I can
Right.
touch back on this one. There's Proverbs 29 and 22. Sorry, 23, right? It says, a man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit, as he elect, right? Whoso is a partner with a thief, right? Hated his own soul, he hear it cursed and berated not. Esau cursing at the elect, right? The thief is Esau. The scripture says in Zechariah 5, I think it is, this is the curse that shall enter into the house of the thief. I think it's Zechariah, right? I can't remember. It says, the house of the thief is what? America, right? It says, the fear of a man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in Yahweh shall be safe. Right? So those who looking for elections, America election when they got Donald Trump, he had to get inaugurated, which is a wicked ass ceremony in January the 20th. Right? We have local elections coming up here, local government election, not local government, sorry, general government election coming up here in 2025. Right? Everybody they have a team come together to get the PNM out. But the PNM, so-called PNM, is the day that's there to fulfill the mandate of the wicked. And when the new government go in, whatever partnership it is, they're gonna have to do the same thing. They're gonna have to bow down too, right?
Right.
So they put in their trust in the thief, and that's not gonna be a snare unto them. They hate their own soul. They're going to be put to death. The Lord is just, and that justice is gonna be served. Right, so Shalom Akim,
Shalom.
Yahabashim Shai Bashim Kakadash Brakatom to the elect. Right?
Shalom.
Shalom.
And I will touch back on from verse verse 18 in the book of Second Ezra 15 for your
Done.
brother. And I read it say, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, it say, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right?
You head Mark?
Yeah, kind of.
Right. I'll take this one. I'm going to take a screenshot of something here. Remind me, I'll show you this after.
Yapa.
Right? Right. So like about how does it take that screenshot? I will show you something after.
I can.
Right? Let's read it over for me, please, Zach. Select.
So reading back Second Ezra 15 and verse I already point verse 19. It say a man
Yeah.
shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall
Mhm.
destroy their house with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
I'm sure. Here was serious. Here how wicked people heart is right now, right? I'm sure that pity gonna be a serious thing for towards a man because right now a man hate a man. Simple as that, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
you had some watching cool.
go at school. I was reading an article this morning where a fella was working a truck, the storage truck number, right? But the
And
storage truck had to stay on because it's like one of them cold storage trucks number, right? And he pulled up to do a delivery last night. And like the person who was living next to the grocery or whatever it may be, tell him, hey, you gotta take off that truck and make a noise. And he tell him, man, yo, I think from the article I was reading, like he was telling him, man, hey, I can't take it off. Like you're showing him, man, he can't take it off a cold storage truck. He can't take it off. You know? Maybe a spot of words maybe spin in between. I know that that wasn't written in the article, but you know how when men talk, you know what is going. You understand?
and
Especially if a man come around you with something stupid, you go tell him, you walk in, you don't walk in late in the night, you doing your work, a man come and tell you take it off. You ain't gonna take long either, right? You know what the man do? What? The man went to him for a night, cause he home, he pull out a knife and stab the man and kill him.
hmm,
You understand? That is the mindset of the people in today. That
yeah,
is how gruesome and how evil the mindset is.
is like recently in central in my district, they break into each woman house. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
68 years, and she husband, and they stole all the jewelry and stuff, and still stab the woman, and she the lady woman, and she well stab she in she neck, delete she,
Mm-hmm.
and all the
And
movement go that.
and that is to show you how evil people moving. So
Hmm.
imagine when a man can't get food out.
And when
Imagine
that
a man can't get food out. Imagine how he gonna operate.
Yeah, because we had to understand that a lot of these men have children, they are wives, and a lot of these women, still controlling these men. Because they gonna let the man know if he can't get the food, you understand, well, I can't stay here. You understand? And to a man, a woman, that is comfort in this time, because all he will get from the woman is a piece of ass, basically, but he had to feed that piece of ass. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So when she say, well, hey, you had to go over there and get because I'm trying hungry. What you gonna do? He gonna kill. He gonna pick up his sword. You understand? You're gonna delete. You're gonna take up his
Yeah.
sword, is that a knife, a cutlass, which is a longer knife, or the gun, a 17 and 19 or a 15 or whatever gun you have. You're gonna go and search for food. You go in and attack his neighbor, or his neighbor might make when he about to make the move, his neighbor might make the move before him. Let's just show you how dready time gonna be. So when you thinking, hey, let me go and attack my neighbor. Your neighbor don't think ahead of you and don't catch you lacking and let us spoil your goods. So that is the
Yeah.
time we are living in. We are living in where evils is multiplying. And imagine in Babylon when all lights go off, especially these
And I,
Christ women who talking about they don't need a man. They're
Mhm.
feminine. You understand the feminist movement,
Okay.
and with another woman, a man will break into a house and see two women, which is they being lovers. He gonna see he get two in one special. He gonna
Yeah.
enjoy himself. It's two gun butt ahead, and he gonna enjoy it before he please spoil the house. He gonna spoil them. He might put them to death also, delete them also. So this is the time
Yeah.
we are heading to. He might even eat them because there's a time where it might even have food to eat. And he reached a point that he's so hungry, cannibalism, his brain started to spike up. When he reached that last point, he gonna be drooling, he gonna eat them.
Yeah.
Is
It come like them Tom and Jerry cartoon. You know that man hungry and he watch he
fantasize.
he look like a burger. You understand?
Yeah,
That is
and this
you see
man got that.
like that's like what we were saying with the lockdowns and so forth. Remember, it are limited stuff you get. Obviously, food will be rationed out. And Jake already is such high
Consume.
consumers of food. You understand? I can't remember the percentage. I think he's one of the biggest buyers of food. Like Jake does eat. So imagine in that time you could only eat once per day, right? That is like something out of the ordinary for you, right? Then you have your children, as I mentioned before. The children will be crying, you know, your wife, or whoever it is, maybe in the house today, they're hungry, or whoever it may be. You have to go out and get it. And some of these men go and get it from the neighbor. and they're
That,
going to use no pity against the neighbor. You
eh,
understand?
and some might even delete for the nagging. He might delete Eve and delete the Sharon also. And just be
Yeah.
solo and about his journey, continue deleted. It could all be flashing back in his mind. It's him deleting his family. So he just be deleting families or
Yeah,
deleting
and that is to
because
show you how evil, that is to show you how evil the times that we are heading into. You know, all these things that they could mention, because you see, one thing about it, Esau just have it in the movies how stuff going to be. You know, so people just watch it and think that it's just a movie. Nah, that movie gonna become your reality, right? That movie gonna become your reality. Because when the scripture mention that a man ain't gonna pity upon the neighbor, they show that in movies. The time Armageddon times, end of world times, all joyfulness, all happiness going from that man. It's time to survival of the fittest. That is not
uh,
saying that the strong shall survive, and that is how they're going to move in those days.
yeah,
You know.
and the true strong is the men of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, the prophets, the saints, his elect, the remnant, the cluster of the grapes, who the Lord gonna keep. So we need to understand when all these plagues taking place and all these sieges, uproars of people, race wars, you understand? And hey, we gotta also remember World War III. You understand when all
Mhm.
these people will be gathering in the valley of Josaphat, waiting will be taking place. It have no exporting and importing. You understand? So no food's coming in from Russia to wherever, or no Trinidad to America, or Venezuela to Cuba. It have no food exporting and importing to know everyone go and keep their food for themselves. Because why war will be taking place? They gotta feed their soldiers. You understand? They gotta feed their country. So everybody gonna be draw back from their resources. And it have countries who go be taking over countries, and they go be and go be gathering all these spoils. And when they don't clean up the spoils, they continue going on to see who they can conquer again. Because it's a time where all hell will be breaking loose. A lot of these ICBM bombs will be shooting out. You understand?
Man.
These missiles, these fighter jets, these laser weapons, especially when they even talk about the SeaWorld, where all these aircraft carriers and destroyers, where ISO have and where Russia have, where China
Mhm.
have, where North Korea have. They even talk about India. You understand? They talk about all these nations when they go and start a fight in the sea. You understand? They're going to have war on the land and war also out in the sea. So it all within the why scripture talk about the tribulation going to come upon the world. You understand? But where Esau Edom going to do, he going to try to make everything come to that order out of that chaos by bringing the MOTB within the midst and let you know, hey, this is the way you're going to eat. You don't want to eat your children anymore. You don't want to eat your friend anymore. As the book of Jeremiah 19 speak about the upon Jerusalem and Judah, the Lord going to have a seat where a friend will be I forget how it go, but they will be eating their sons and their daughters and their
What else?
friends.
Yep. Yep.
You understand? So it's not new under the sun. So when all these things taking place, as it say here, I want to bring it out in the book of you can expound that in the book of Second Ezra 16. I jump to chapter
Mhm.
16 here now.
Yep.
16 now start verse 22. It say, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Go ahead.
Mhm. That's why I wanted to, something you say just now that I also wanted to add to is that you talk about the food, right? The export and the import and stuff. With this virus that we touched at the beginning, if you remember the article was talking about milk, dairy products. It was
Mm,
talking about certain livestock. So what went on is that those livestock now would be underneath watch, and they would
mm,
have to be calling back the food from the groceries, meaning that it would have what, a shortage. So you see
That's
how farmers could come into play,
that's right. But
right?
we Lord, the elect shall what? We shall eat.
We shall eat. You understand?
That's right.
Spiritual power to act.
That's
You
right.
know.
That's right. That's right.
You know.
Ah, yeah,
So
pa.
even, and as I say, even if they escape the even if they escape the famine, it had a sword waiting for you, and that sword could be anything. That sword represents death,
That's right.
right? You might escape the famine, but there's um as a cannibal waiting for you. You might escape the famine and a man waiting to use you as commodity. You know,
Hmm.
man with a gun. There are many different ways you could go if you escape the famine. But let's remember there's something that's waiting along the line, right around the corner. There's something waiting for you. You know, that is to show you how bad it's going to be. That is to show you how bad it's going to be because you escape one thing and something else right there waiting.
He must when they say I flee from a bear and then
Yeah,
so that's what people paraphrase and then a serpent bit you when you lean up your
it's
hand on the
you
wall,
flee from the land.
lie on
You
the head,
understand?
and then appear with you, flee from that and then a serpent bit you. So wherever you go, and that show you that hey, the death and destruction is gonna be like when you're breathing in air.
Yeah,
And you have air to breathe in, so death and destruction is going to come upon you. You cannot run from air, because air surround you. Same way how the death and destruction going to surround this world. You understand? To the ones that we Lord going to delete. You understand?
can
So continue in verse 23. It say, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Going back into Jeremiah 20, no, Jeremiah 16. Don't have a wife in this place or take make sons and daughters because they're gonna die a death and will be as dung upon the face of the earth. That's what we paraphrase that scripture. As the scripture
can
say, verse 23, it say, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down.
and the city shall be cast down. So that is to show you how you see the earth shall be what act wasted. You know,
Waste.
you always have to always remember when you're reading certain scriptures, sorry, not certain, but when you're reading the scriptures, to always to visualize the things that you're reading. Sorry, visualize it, imagine it. Put it into perspective or wait as you're reading. This when you read that, the first image comes to my mind when I say waste. Just smoke. How the whole earth, they're watching cities in smoke. You know, it's just destruction all over,
Um,
right? That
well,
way it's Satan of coming out. That way the Lord say for that's roughly paraphrasing. Same as 250. For these things are being sent, and you shall not come out from it. You know, you're gonna remain in it. They're not coming out. The only coming out from this place, from the things that come here, is when Yahweh Shemi shall come back.
can like Revelation 18, when the Lord say, come out over my people, so he shall be the partakers of our plagues. When the Lord
Hmm.
deliver the elect in his chariots.
Yep, that is that
Can,
is that is
that-
our redemption.
that's right.
You know,
And it draw nigh.
can
So
go ahead.
continue, verse 24, it say, there shall be no man left to till
Hmm.
it, and to sow it, and to sow it, the tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripe, reap, rip, ripen, shall ripen, and who shall treat them? Ripen,
Let's ripen.
right. The grapes shall ripen, and who shall treat them? For all for all places shall be desolate of
See
man.
all. You see all places are. And that's just what we said. All places, not some. Some people believe that they can leave America and come down to the Caribbean and believe it's
Amen.
not going to be affected. You know, some people believe that they go leave this place and go to this place and they will be safe. No, they say all places. You understand? And they say the fields going to be the fields go, the fruits going bare, and they going to have nobody to even to reap them, right? Because
Can
in that time, men go and fear for the life hack. You watching a fruit on a tree, right? You're hungry. You want to pick it to eat, and you looking right for somebody watching you going for that fruit. You
can
understand? Somebody
yeah,
watching you going for that fruit.
they're gonna reach it shall a serious level that they're gonna stop looking for food and start look for hunt for humans. They're gonna
Yeah,
Hey, gonna be that's all right. Let me just eat humans and done. Cannibalism. When you see them, it's like the book of Eli. When I forget the name of the other really fancy. Don't really too fancy with the names of the characters, but I forget the name. well, the study movie, the Book of Eli, um, when Denzel Washington, yeah,
Yeah.
that's really how I should say, right. When Denzel Washington see the two Edomites, the old Edomites, they were shaking because of the excessive meat. You understand the
Mhm.
human meat, and when they go down into research about eating human meat, the effects, you could be shaking. So when you see once you see someone shaking in Jacob trouble, just know that kind of a kind of a kind of some a beast, a
A
zombie.
beast
And that's correct
waiting
with
to
a
do.
zombie waiting to demolish meat. You
Yeah.
understand? Because we
Uh,
always saying but they say
that's
so
that's
that
why let me add something to the act. Let me add something to the act. Those
yeah,
cannibals will be all Christians because you don't
yeah,
believe or they can eat any meat.
that's right. This is the one who think that they are so deep they won't even to eat meat. They want to
Yeah.
eat meat with the pork and the rat. You understand? This is the ones them who wouldn't be running. Hey, this tastes like pork, boy. They still
Yeah.
you hear them
Lord.
one of roasting one of the woman from the congregation and saying, "We boy, sister Merle eating like pork. We boy, huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the question of the people who gonna be taking place because why? They never trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. They never anoint with the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. There wasn't in that spirit. There was in the spirit of JC. There was in the spirit of, Allah. There was in the spirit of all these idol gods. But they never come to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua who deliver us from the hands of Pharaoh. What the Lord did turn to us. But we is the only one right now upon the face of the earth, which we know we're living in the time of Sodom and Egypt. Once again, the revived Roman Empire. We're the ones who mourning in this place because why? You know, they is a unrighteous decree being put out on a daily, and he always seeking to oppress the poor
Yeah.
unrighteous. He eyes previously upon the poor. So hey,
It's,
we get up at this fucking place, walking and seeing Drake mincing and walking. He's a big hard back man, but mincing and walking out in the highways and byways. You're seeing them rampant now. Back
yeah.
in
See.
90, you've seen one of them, but now you can count them. You can't even count them with your fingers anymore. You understand? Because you're feeling the spirit of discernment upon you, and you're feeling the spirit of, hey, he's a him, shim.
Mm-hmm.
He other side. When you see these women, they walk away, and beautiful women, not to lie, we love your ribs, but they become our shame. So when you see them, they're walking, holding hands, you understand? And these him shims, you understand? And these bio, they gain all they being with, they we looking for best thing as we sit in Trinidad, the most nicest woman, and the men is be looking for men who looking handsome as in that term. But
Mm-hmm.
we what is was being beautiful is knowing the laws, statutes, and commandments, following the laws of the Lord, and let our wisdom shine within ourselves by being a righteous man. That is beauty, following the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yeshai, and as being a Israelite, knowing who we are. That is beauty, not the beauty of this world where a woman looking for a 6'2", tall and handsome. When you smile, your teeth must be white.
Mm-hmm.
You're polishing your teeth. Not these nonsense. You understand?
It's you see,
Scripture.
like
This is a wise and understanding people. This is the beauty of us. Getting our constitution and following it. Rehearsing the
like
righteous act. This is the way how we're supposed to be a beautiful nation. Right?
like I was explaining to somebody recently, and I was telling them I say anytime they come, anytime that we in right now, I tell them I say anytime that we in, but more until the time that we come, right? We going into sorry, um, you will be able to count the people around you. You will be able to count
Yeah.
on your finger who good. It will be it have more wicked people than good people. You understand? And as I explained to them, I say this what is standards. Watch how Jake this operate today, right? Watch how Jake is operate today. Wicked, the whole as I said before, you're just watching them and it just get vexed. So the scriptures talk about the
Right.
vexation of spirit. You understand? Just watching them, just watching their wicked deeds, just hearing them talk after it is fucking agitated. You know?
As Big Brother that did a video, the righteousness get angry because we get
Yeah,
angry for the senior abomination that taking place upon our people. That
that's right.
the way how they become. You understand? The Lord say, the ox knows his owner, and That's what people have in the scripture, the Isaiah 1, when it speaks about what Israel do not desire.
Mm-hmm.
They not seeking Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the King of the universe. You understand? The Lord made us for a purpose, to serve Him, to serve
Yeah,
our purpose. But we so far gone, or after all these captivities, this is becoming the worst one. That our, you
right.
ask our people, what is their nationality? Either African, either Ethiopian, either Trinidadian, either a Venezuelan. You understand? Everything is on. Everything at the end.
Named
Either this,
yourself.
you become an alien.
Yeah,
You become
that what it
alien,
is. A stranger.
a stranger. You understand? And this is something where we had to sit to water Yahweh Bashim Yoshai on a daily, that we being the awoken ones. You see, he take us out from the darkness into the marvelous light. You understand? We being a royal priesthood. So we had to show ourselves as being a royal priesthood upon the face of the earth, by speaking the dust as Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, bringing judgment upon this place. So that's why they're gonna target us, because we are not of this world. You understand?
That's right.
So I
That's
want to
right.
continue and we'll close off
Yeah,
in
do
the,
it.
in the book of Second Ezra 16 verse 27. Going back to the topic, which we still in the topic. It says, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice, for of his city there shall be 10 left, and two of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick grooves, and in the cliffs of the rocks. So you understand that, hey, they could be hiding, they could be so bug out and so frightened that they know that, hey, if I go outside, hey, it's a man waiting with a fork and a knife by the corner for me, looking to roast me. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And that way gonna be. When you box up a man in Jacob's trouble, when all hell breaking loose, you understand? When all these wars and things taking place, when farming on the land, you understand? Race wars, all these things taking place, people eating people and this stuff. When you see a man eye to eye, you had to look to draw for your sword. It's quick draw, like in the back in the days of Western, when they draw your 38, and who shoot out the first bullet, and who catch your headshot, or
The,
or, or
the thing about the dark is when the thing about the dark is when you do see a man, you
yeah.
understand, you don't know if he coming good or if you know
When
if
they
he
do
coming
see a
bad yet.
man, man, when they do see a man, your last little energy, you had to pay
Yeah,
him to that. You have to
yeah,
pay him to that. And that's the thing about the men of the Lord. That's why the Lord had to raise up a standard, because when they coming for us, they coming for us, like as we know, his sword, he coming for us with all his might. This is the sword for you, because the sword wanna offset prophecy by deleting the Lord elect, by deleting the elect of the Lord, which we know he cannot do. So he will come
come.
with his AIs, he will come with his super soldiers, he will come with all his artilleries, you understand? And come to try to fight against his warlocks and whoever he come with to fight against the Lord. But hey, the Lord going to show the glory upon the men of the Lord. Going back to our dream I had when they surround me, you know. Hopefully I'll bashing your shine, and that day I get that power. But all I did, and hey, they had some good guns. But all I did, I know surround me. It was like I was in like a car park, and I was looting all the place. But the Lord had take me to a place, and when He take me to this place, He was talking to me. And then when I come out from wherever the Lord had me, I see I was surrounded by like a lot of heathens and even Jakes too. And the Lord put it in my spirit to like raise man, and like I was controlling the elements. I was actually controlling the blood in within their flesh. I was controlling the blood, and I squash them with their own blood, and they end up like a ball. The eyes popping out of their head, and everyone like that was still like they was floating in the air, mid air, they was floating like
Come.
light. So the Lord made me crush them with just with my hands and my mind. And that dream, what I dreamt, that was before I did a video, and I put the video together. Oh yeah, it was it. I put the video, the Lord gonna raise up a standard in us. And I said, oh, I know came from sea. So I was a little tired. So I said, I'm not going to do the video with that tired, being tired and
Yeah,
being
me
sleep,
tell you.
a vibrant spirit. And the Lord made me dream about the video. And it was so, you
Come.
have to wake up. I did the video one time, hype in the spirit. So let's just show you that when that time come, I say, brother, I also do a video yesterday that, hey, we gonna fly. We gonna fly.
God.
It's gonna have spiritual powers. It have also another brother dream that he was leaping over trees like Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
playing with a sword with another woman from who you're dealing with from the past, for the past life, well, the past time he was been on the earth, in these last days here, they come cleaving onto him. And other woman, even the woman who he was with, she was seeing a little displeased on she face, but she could not say nothing. She had to be done with the program, or else go out in the world and die. And a lot of, and we've been touched about the women, let's just show you. We've been touched about these women, what gonna be happening to them. A lot of these women gonna die because have more women than men. A lot of these women die, all this best body and nice face and if a man had be with me, I'd get 100K a month and all this nonsense. They gonna die. They gonna die the death of being a harlot. You understand? Because she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. When they go into the NLT, she's already dead. So a lot of dead zombies, women, a lot of zombies, you could call them, is walking upon the face of the earth. A lot of demons. So, when the Lord send one and we see the spirit upon her, hey, she hit the door. And that is the spirit. We not want to cleave to these women and let them destroy us as being king because we focus about our father's business. We focus on our mission, seeking our salvation, fear and tremble. And we see all these signs. What is spirit you have to be? You can't be in the spirit of putting up the Lord from day to day, tiring and praying of the Lord from day to day, or find an excuse. Oh, I'm gonna bury my mother today or my father tomorrow. I'm gonna marry tomorrow, marry today. We're not in that spirit. We need spirit of heralding the coming of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, so we can
That's right.
make them a praise upon the face of the earth once again. You
That's
understand?
right.
We curse now this place on a daily. As many brother fire up early in the spirit, I wake them up. You ready? In my ark, let me go. And that is where we had to be in. We had to be up, watching and praying, prophesying,
God.
all of this place. If you have anything to close with that,
No, no, I to the act, but you see, I just want to say something to it. Say, hey, the times are we coming into. If you know the spirit of the Lord, it's going to be rough with it. You understand? No, rough
yes,
is going to be hard on it. You understand? Very hard. You know. And any day, if you don't believe the things we say, as the old one of the oldest sayings says go, if you don't hear, you just feel. You understand? So if you don't believe in what we say, you're going to feel what it is we saying. You understand? Literally, right? So go ahead.
God. So hope this video was edifying through the spirit and power of Hashem Yoshai. As we live in the last days, starve your doubts, feed your faith, as Brother Calab would say, through the spirit and power of Hashem Yoshai, constantly endure to the end, as we see we head into that time, what the Lord is about to visit the earth which he have made, as we see in plagues and pestilence, hey, the Lord say that, hey, he comes to set peace on earth but the sword. So we see in this sword is being brought forth. So, you know, continue being in the discourse of the elders and the apostles, continue being in a spirit of a watchman, giving warning to Israel, working on a spiritual penny, to inherit the kingdom of heaven. So with that, we're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh,
Bash.
Bashem, Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that rule well once again.
God.
Salutation to the apostles pushing his truth to the four corners of the earth, heralding the coming of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, to the few aquats who being silent, obedient, repenting. With that we say shalom, 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 shalom to
Shalom.
the elect, on to the next one.